Good afternoon and happy Monday. I hope the weekend was good for you, and I hope that the days ahead of this week promise fair for you. And it is wonderful to be talking to you, and I wish that we were back together so that we could be having this conversation face to face. It's not a conversation that I had hoped to have with you today. I had hoped, and Amanda and I had planned for a series of conversations this week that led up to our resuming worship in the building on Sunday. And it appears that I'm having to change the conversation, and we are having to postpone the reopening of the building for worship until the 5th of July at the earliest date. It wasn't an easy decision to be made, and it was made with the help of a leadership team of representatives from Church Council and representatives from the reopening team, and was primarily based on the rising numbers of virus testing and virus positives in South Carolina, and particularly in the Charleston area, where we now rank 5th among South Carolina counties in cases. A great part of our life together this year has been spending conversation of doing no harm. And it seemed to those representatives, and it seems to me, that to come back together with these numbers, the way that they are appearing and the way that they are trending, risk doing harm to our community. As we interact with one another and as we interact with people who are traveling in and out of our area, we run a greater risk of inadvertently transferring virus to someone who is vulnerable and looking at a harmful result from that transfer. So, on July the 5th at the earliest, we will begin with a soft opening, and we will continue over the next 14 days to see what life will look like in the month of July as the virus continues to run its course, as we continue to adapt, as we continue to learn how to treat the virus. We will attempt to do the very most that we can to do no harm. There are a great many things in our lives that are out of control at the moment. A great many places where we are reacting and responding to life. It's my hope that these 14 days of postponement will allow us to feel as if we are proactively doing no harm to our community, to our neighbors, to our families, and that we have participated in our own way with an intent that we will be a part of the plateauing and the eventual end of the virus here in South Carolina and in Mount Pleasant. Diane Hall, hymn writer, has a hymn called In Your Time, written to the people of God in recognition that we do not get to set the time of God's action and God's way. That is God's. And so we ourselves place ourselves in the hands of God, pray that we are making the best decisions, and looking forward to the day that those decisions will be able to be shared face to face. We miss one another. We are precious to one another. And each and every one of us has a heart of care for not only the people that worship within these four walls, but every home that is touched. Please pray for one another as we will pray for you. Thank you.